Attention. Go.
Same number of athletes, fewer oars, and it's the men. It's the Goblets, which is the men's open pairs event, and we have St Neots Rowing Club and their near neighbours, the Cambridge University Boat Club, on the track.
Both clubs with nice light blue colours there. Looks like the Cambridge crew's just had that slightly cleaner start, haven't they? And as we come towards the end of the island, you can see the lead that Cambridge crew's just started to build up.
Yeah, I mean, this should be a pretty hot pair. This is Oliver Parish in the bow seat. We've seen him racing here for St Paul's previously, boat race winner this year at Ely in the rather unique boat race, and at Stroke, Callum Sullivan, boat race winner this year, under 23 world champion, and huge pedigree in this boat. And you can see how much of a lead they've taken early on. That allows them to settle as we rejoin the race live later down the track. And the Cambridge pair rowing dead straight. I mean, you know, actually the Henley course is a bit like Ely, you know, it's a long straight channel, and so they've got no problem getting their way straight down here. Lovely smooth pairs rowing.
Yeah, as you say, it's a very long straight channel at the Ely, isn't it? I hope they don't carry on thinking that they're training at the Ely with that rate, because there is Henley Bridge and we are sat here in the commentary box as well. But this is beautiful sweeping there, and it looks like Callum's maybe just saying a few words to Oliver there, which is just sort of a bit of in-boat encouragement and just feedback on how neatly they're rowing.
Yeah, probably more than any other boat, communication in the pair is really important. In a double, you've got two oars yourself, so you can contribute to the balance. In the pair, you're totally reliant on each other to balance the boat. You have to move together, and it magnifies any differences in technique. And the technique might be, you know, how hard you're driving the oar through the water. You want a boat to go straight, no twitching. You have to apply the pressure together, but you also have to slide forward together, move your hands at similar height. So it's quite a technical boat, and it's a nice display here as we look at the crew that are trailing St Neots Rowing Club. It's great to see them here at Henley. We've got Fergus Mitchell-Dwelly at bow and Dominic Chapman, 30 years old at two, so a bit more age in the boat, a bit more experience, but you know, the Cambridge boat race preparation, the fitness involved in that, and the quality and experience of Parish and Sullivan is pretty hard to beat. And look at that comfortable position, a great display of strong pairs rowing from the Cambridge University team.
Yeah, those St Neots guys, great to see them racing. You know, they've said that they've not really been able much opportunity to race this year, and even in their notes that they sent to us, that it's Dominic's last race for St Neots, so it's lovely that he's able here to do it at Henley and have a final row with his mates.
Yeah, and there's some connections here. So Oliver Parish was in that legendary, I got to say, St Paul's crew here in 2018. I was commentating on that race when they smashed open the Princess Elizabeth, the schooled men's eights record by, I think, 12 or 14 seconds from memory. Absolutely demolished the record. And I've got it, this is not something I've double-sourced, Adam, but I heard from a pretty good source close to the New Zealand Olympic gold medal winning eight that they had been watching the video of that St Paul's race. And the St Paul's crew, coached by Bobby Thatcher, Don Leggett, both of whom are disciples of the legendary Harry Mahon, who inspired the fluid way of rowing that they aspire to, and that St Paul's crew's demonstrated so strongly. Harry Mahon also coached at Cambridge and brought that to the Cambridge way of rowing. So there's a sort of circle of connection there of a particular style of rowing that many of us aspire to.
And you're right entirely that, you know, that video of that St Paul's 8 is referenced so much because of how amazing it looked and how ferocious the rowing was, you know, and looking at this pair now, you know, they've obviously done, you know, they've controlled this race. You know, they're now in a sort of very relaxed row here now, and just getting them set up for the sort of following rounds of this event. But again, sort of, you know, you mentioned Oliver and his experience at St Paul's, but I mean, Callum, you know, his achievements at the under-23 level, you know, winning a gold medal in the under-23 8 is a fantastic achievement. But not only that, during that World Championships, he hopped in and subbed into the men's 4 as well and picked up a bronze. So, I mean, like, you know, there's training a boat type and getting good at rowing that boat type, but then there's also just adaptability and just pure skill, you know, and that's what these two guys have got in buckets.
Yeah, lovely shot from alongside. Just see some of the things we were talking about earlier in terms of the technique of rowing a pair, sympathy of movement, and just letting the boat slide underneath them. That's one of the things we don't talk about enough in rowing, really, is the recovery. There's a lot to talk about the exertion of the push through the water, push past the oar, but actually the recovery is where you let the boat run, and these guys are doing that really nicely. Just sitting there, the boat slides underneath them, and they plop the bait into the next stroke, and away they go.
Yeah, Callum just looks so loose there on the relaxedness of how he's letting the oar just flow out in time in the boat. There's nothing there to sort of slow the boat down, and it's great to watch. You know, I mean, he's not being pushed or challenged in this race now, so he can just sort of slip into sort of, you know, nice technical rowing, and he's obviously turning on the charm a little bit as you come through stewards, but it does look great.
There's an element of dressage involved when you've got a lead like this. You want to make sure that people are seeing you and you're seen to be rowing well. The St Paul's race you referenced, by the way, I think it's one of our, if not our top watched video of all time on the Henley Royal Regatta YouTube channel. Around 200,000 views of the 10 million we've had of videos since we started broadcasting to the world in 2015, and you understand why with the kind of technical quality of that crew, technical quality that we're seeing exhibited by Cambridge President Callum Sullivan and Oliver Parish. We have another Parish down the track a little bit later this afternoon, this time in the steering seat, and we'll talk about that as we go. Another dynasty of success, coxing and rowing for Cambridge in the blood of the Parish family. More on that story later, but for now, let's these men enjoy a really nice strong row down the 2,112 metres of the Henley track.
Matt just having a little, sorry, not Matt, that's his dad. Callum having, Oliver having a little look there, sorry, for the finish line.
Yeah, I was just enjoying the rowing so much for a moment there. Absolutely great to see that lovely exhibition of pairs rowing. It's going to be quite a contest for them. We still have to finish, and it's great to see the exertion going in here. St near neighbours of the Cambridge crew up there and crossing the line now. Strong exertion all the way down. Well done to them too. A memorable day for them in this unique Henley Regatta. Parish and Sullivan beating Mitchell-Dwelly and Chapman, and that's the Goblets.